Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got something to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, YouTube channel, and also STO Reddit, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit the like button to help the channel out, but also if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge. We're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. So, captains, as I mentioned there at the beginning, a lot of things to go over, so we're going to drop our 2 ECs as we normally do as we go over this, and then at the end give our conclusion. So, first up, Star Trek Online will have console maintenance. So this is already done. Estimated downtime is 2 hours, and here are the patch notes. Added Wolf 359 TFO to the personal endeavor complete Borg TFOs, which should have been originally in the first place. Resolve an issue with the Pavin Proton set 3-piece bonus that causes cooldown bonus to apply to all powers instead of just the Pavin interstellar bombardment power. Resolve an issue with the console universal Pavin crystal battery that causes proton damage bonus to only apply to mine. So there you go, captains, on the console bridge. That is the quick patch notes for that. Next up, earn bonus dilithium ore on PC for a limited time starting this Thursday right here. So of course this is on the PC bridge. Star Trek Online is running a special event where you can earn bonus dilithium ore by playing content throughout the game. It's time to hit the drills. Captains, the dilithium ore event runs on PC May 2nd to the 6th. So as of this video, this will be tomorrow, May 2nd. So during this event, bonus dilithium ore will be provided for all the following content, which is Vlug to Asteroid Field, or not all, but for the following content. So 100% bonus for dilithium ore for daily mining missions and to all rich dilithium claims. Complete dilithium mine, 100% bonus dilithium ore for the daily mining missions there. Everywhere else in the game, 50% bonus dilithium ore. Dilithium rewards for completing event reputation projects no longer receive a bonus, unfortunately, but this includes the event reputation projects. Please note the dilithium event does not affect rewards from the Endeavor system, because why wouldn't it? We hope you enjoyed this special event, and we'll see you in game. So there you go. The next thing up here is where we're going to spend some of our time, or most of the time now, until the end of the video, which is the recent 10 forward that they did. We just finished the live stream, kind of reacting to it, and usually what we've been doing lately is, while we do our nightly duties, we play the stream and we watch it so that we can kind of see what we missed, but we're going to go over it. But we know that they revealed the Dyson ships. You already saw the thumbnail. And also another ship, but we'll get into that. Now, I do have that queued up right here. Now, stat-wise, we're going to go to Reddit for that, but I just wanted to do a quick little visual on the ships. In all honesty, I can just say it's just not something that I'll be getting. Even with my free T6 coupons, it's just something that I don't like. Now, aesthetically for the Federation, that was the one I was waiting for, and it just didn't do it for me. Now, they did show off the tactical mode of this ship, and it just all it did was the nacelles moved up, and I think this split forward or something, and it was just like, that's it. It looks better than the Tier 5, but nothing to write home about. Again, of course, they do the whole show the materials, and the guest stars that they have, of course, is Thomas Marone, and I believe that was, let's see, get his name here quickly. Don't want to say it wrong. Mauricio Tejerina. Again, he did the work on this, as you can see there. We'll get into the stats here and all that, because there's a better screenshot for all that. But the next, and this was, of course, the Kardashev Command Dyson Science Destroyer. So it is a 4-3 weapon layout with the new experimental weapon, SecDef. But we'll get into that in a bit there. And of course, the next one that they showed here, I can get the name here with all the text that they have going on there. Maybe not. Is the Reliss Temporal Dyson Science Destroyer. So they're all pretty similar in terms of what they have are packing, but the important thing is the look. Now, of the three that we're going to get from the Federation, Ramen, and KDF, this is the best looking one, in my opinion. I did like the Tier 5 Ramen version, which looked like a sleeked out Derpadex, but this one also looks pretty cool. It reminds me of one of the Delta ships that came with the Delta pack, the LLaP, or whatever that ship is, and it has spoiler in space because why not? Pretty sleek looking, but for me, to be honest, not enough for me to get it. I'm not a Saifu captain, so I wouldn't really. And there's that. I was talking about the Tier 5 skin right there. Of course, he's going to come with a Tier 5 skin. So there it is. It's the Reliss Temporal Design. It's what it's called, the Reliss. And then, of course, they had the KDF version right there. Again, of the three, I still think the Ramen is better. Now, they show the tactical mode on this. And literally, it was just two moving parts. These two kind of moved together, and then these cannons came out. That's it. I felt like it's supposed to be more, but it's okay. And I know a lot of captains have been flying the Tier 5 ships and been waiting for this, and of course, so if this is something you've been waiting for, Caps, well, there you go. It's definitely here. And this is the Loha? Something. Intel Dyson Science Destroyer. So there's a command, temporal, and intel spec. So all three different ships there in terms of specs, but pretty similar in layout there, as you can see. Again, go back there to that Federation ship. So that's the stream in a nutshell. They were just really showing off these ships with Thomas there and Mauricio. Now, they did tease something at the very end, which I recognized it right away on what it was. And of course, when the official blog comes out, Captains, we're going to go over that. So don't worry about that. Now, this was almost like a strange kind of send off of the stream, but they showed this and Kale played off like, oh, what's that on screen? Well, there you go. And that, of course, instantly I recognize it as the Obelisk Carrier, which we got a long time ago. I actually called it the Dino Skull because that's what it reminds. It still looks like a Dino Skull, but it looks like it takes inspiration a little bit from the Jem'Hadar Carrier, because now the top parts kind of flare out. Now it really looks like a flying Dino Skull. Am I the only one seeing it? But I'm guessing this is going to be. I have two guesses. One, this is going to be in the next featured episode, because the original Tier 5 version of this, we were able to fly it in one of the featured episodes there in the Dyson arc there, and this is going to either be in the episode with the same thing where they'll, hey, fly the ship, here you go, but this might be the summer ship reward. Could be, because why not? They've been kind of giving us these really funky ships for rewards, and this would be no less. So I don't know what this picture is all about, where this is, if either at the inside or whatever that is, but we'll find out soon. Or if that's the back side of it, could be just the back side of it. But it looks okay. Nothing really to run home about, but it's a carrier, and it's a T6 version of a Tier 5 ship. So now we are getting all the Dyson ships T6ified now, along with the Dino Skull ship. So very interesting. And this is of course, what we put in our thumbnail, because yeah, that I was actually more interested in this ship than the three. To be very honest, this took my attention more. So we're gonna wait and see more information on the ship, and of course, when they drop it, we will cover it here. And here's just a visual look at the tier 5 version, and as you can see, all they did, and this is why it looks like a dino skull. Look at that space in between just looked like teeth to me, and it just looked like a mouth and the upper, then like a single alien eye. But like I said, all they did was kind of take the top part and then kind of flare it out a little bit and add some, it looks like floaty bits now. So this thing comes with floaty bits now. So it is what it is. So we're gonna quickly go to the 10 forward portion of this on Sto Reddit, because huge shout out to the Sajukar, of course, who took the notes here. So we're gonna go over this quickly, as quick as we can. Again, this is just a great overview, and anything, of course, that we go over in the videos, we'll link in the description below, so you captains can take your time to go over that. But so the Fed T6 Dyson ships, the Kardashev class. So Hector Ortiz designed all 3 ships. Tobias Richter modeled them with intake by Mauricio. Thomas had clear instruction for these new Dyson ships. He still wanted them to feel Dyson, but lean way more into the original faction sort of feel of the old Dyson ships did, more than. Mauricio put in a tweak to the Dyson material. Instead of making the Dyson purple texture, players can now change the color to whatever they want, which is cool. Back to the original Dysons, that they were made by Thomas, was a UI artist. And man, that's been a long time ago. Never sat right with him. They leaned so heavily into the Dyson feel for all of them. Again, I didn't like how the KDF was decent, but the Ramen was the best. These new ships were something of a deferred dream of Thomas to bring more of the original fashion design language into them. You can match parts, of course, from the old Dyson ships to the new ones. Console, again, we'll go over this because there is actually images of this, but just going over that. And of course, the ROM T6 Dyson ship, the Rallis class, wanted to unify the design language of the other recent Ramen designs. Long head, arrowhead-like, compared to more the Didarodix round of the older Dyson ships. Batwing-like extrusions on the back. Yep, it had spoiler in space. Even with more of the original focus designs, the new Dysons, the purple nacelles were a concession to the original Dyson heritage. You can still use a normal material with green and blue nacelles, which always looks good. In the original concept, the engines were on the wings. They had to be moved back on the tail of the ship to make it work the other ROM Dyson variants, as they all had to fit the same skeleton. Make sure I added all the modern Fed KDF ROM materials of the Dyson ships. And of course, the trading consoles will go over again here in a bit. So the Lila, maybe I said that wrong, the Lila, or the Lila class. I'm trying to do my Klingon, but it's not working. Cannons on ship tactical mode will move around as you fire. Hey, that's cool. I missed that. Hector leaned more towards the Dyson flavor with the rib cage wings. Now again, I mentioned it before when these ships were first sort of shown. The hammerhead look, I'm not really a big fan of. And then of course they're just kind of leaning into that with this KDF design. Mauricio had to do some tweaks on the section that met the extensions in the nacelles because they were gaps in the original model when customizing the ship. Jeremy Randall, and that's of course Bordicus, picked the class names for all the ships. Of course, the console traits, we'll go over that. Other stuff. So each ship is a different specialization to give as much variety as possible. Since they were only doing 3 ships instead of 9 cross-faction flying men, it was enough to just be here is the same ship for Klingons, needed to give people a reason to buy the other ships. Ships can be bought separately, of course. So this is going to be a bundle. And what does it include? So the bundle includes all 3 ships plus 1 tier 6 ship coupon. So you're getting 4 ships with this, given to a character who buys the product, of course. 8 experimental ship upgrade tokens. And again, we're probably definitely going to go over this in the blog. 4 ship slots. Solanae Sentinel and Solanae Paladin EV suits. Of course, redeemable for whole account. Dyson Sphere Research Outfit plus a Tidal Science Destroyer. There you go. And then the Dyson set console bonuses are right here. And then the last thing here, of course, was that T6 Obelisk carrier at the end of the screen. Again, huge shout out to the Sajukar. Now, going over the stats. And again, this is credit. We'll just close that. This is credit to Neo K182. And of course, image credit goes to I'm butchering this one. Rasilisu. And of course, Casual SAB, aka Spencer on Star Trek Online Builds Discord. And it's showing all that. So this is where I was saying we were going to go over that a little bit more. So the first one here is the Federation. Again, here is the Kardashev Command Dyson Science. It's a 4-3 layout, SecDef, and there's the experimental weapon. And the console is Network Protonic Shield Matrix. So the passive is 5 maximum engine power plus 5% max hull capacity. And what does it do? It's a periodic damage absorption for self and allies. To self and up to 7 allies within 5 clicks. For 20 seconds applies 5,346.3 points of secondary shielding every 2 seconds. Doesn't sound so good with how shields work in Star Trek Online. You would think, especially what we've seen on screen, their cannon shields do play a major part more than they do here online. I wish that this was something that they could do, because essentially what's more important is to make sure that your ship can take hull damage as opposed to shields. So, but they're trying to make shields great again. Go ahead. Have at her. So the experimental weapon is the dual heavy proton emitter. So it's proton damage. So more sources of proton damage. Chance of debuffs. So 1,787.6 proton damage. 2% chance engines offline. 2% chance shields offline. 2% chance -12 all damage resistance rating for 11 seconds. And the trait is the protonic carrier wave. Proton damage grants Drain X and reduces recharges. So once per 2 seconds when dealing proton damage plus 10 Starship Drain expertise for 10 seconds, and then -5% recharge time on Command Bridge Officer abilities and Drain Bridge Officer abilities. Here is the stations. Of course, you have your Lieutenant Commander command. Surprised it's not a full command, but sure. Looks like that's a Universal Ensign, full Tactical Commander Station, Lieutenant, Engineering, and a full Intel Commander seating. I thought this was Command Dyson. Sure, whatever. That's what it has. So Command Intel. So at least you can put Concentrated Fire 3 on this, and then of course whatever intel powers you want to use with the either surgical strikes or OSS, and of course the uncon procs for that. And again, there's the looking Dyson, new Dyson looking Fed ship right there. So again, we'll go over this in the blog, but in a nutshell, that's the Federation. Now to the LLaP Intel Dyson Science Destroyer. Same kind of thing going. I believe it was the same. So engineering, so devices are the same. Okay, there you go. So there is a difference here in terms of the engineering side and TAC console. So 4 Eng, 4 Psi, 3 TAC. For the KDF, it's only 3 Eng, 4 Psi, but has 4 TAC. And there's the seating right there. Again, Lieutenant Commander Command. Got an Ensign Universal, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, and a Commander Psi. Probably Intel. Right? Intel, yeah. But it still has both command. Huh. Sure, why not? And of course, same Proton Eruptor module. Oh no, that's different. So what is passives? +5 maximum weapon power, plus 10% critical severity with exotic damage ability. So again, Sci-Fus are just not my playstyle. It really is not. So whenever I do have to tend to use a Sci ship, let's say if there's a redeem for me to use a Sci ship, I normally just turn it into a torp boat, which works pretty well in my opinion. Well enough to get through stuff. So destabilize proton eruption, of course, affects primary target as well as the 3 other enemies within 5 clicks. 3,470 6.5 proton damage, ignore shield, recharge 1 minute. And here is a trait, protonic graviton exchange, sacrifices secondary shields for area of effect, proton damage, activating tactical team or any intel bridge officer ability, consumes all secondary shielding and deals 0 proton damage to foes. Sure, why not? It removes all secondary shielding from self, just cause. Sure. And there's a picture of the cannon, which is cool. It did kind of swing out, so I did that was pretty cool. But it just seemed like something else was supposed to happen, like the neck was supposed to extend, or the head was supposed to split, or something like that. But I felt like there was more going to happen for some reason in transformation. But there's the KDF version. Now on to the Romulan, the last one here, for the Rallus Temporal Dyson Science Destroyer. So the difference is now here you have 3 devices. So engineering is only 3. You have 5 psi and then 3 tactical. Again, of the 3, this one looks like almost like a fighter jet, really, to be honest. But there's a seating, Lieutenant I think that's a Universal, Lieutenant Commander Universal, a Ensign Universal, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, and then of course your Commander Psi Temporal is my guess. And it's Universal Console, the Reverberant Shield Inversion Protector, so they're really leaning into the shields with these 3 ships. Passes are 5 maximum shield power, plus 10% shield capacity. Targeted AoE drain shields, secondary shields to allies, so 180-degree targeting arc. To target and up to 5 other foes within 5 clicks, 3,621.3 proton damage. Applies 548.1 points of secondary shielding. For 10 seconds to allies within 5 clicks. So there you go. So there's more pictures here. Again, for here is the dual heavy proton. And we went over that already, the experimental weapon. And here are the weapon sets. So the set 2, and there you go, you'll see the universal consoles that give these bonuses. So set 2, refractive particulates, so plus 19.8% proton damage, minus 50% threat regeneration or generation. And then the 3-piece, the protonic overclocking, so every 2 seconds in combat that you do not take hull damage, gain 2 current and maximum auxiliary subsystem power for 20 seconds. Each stack refreshes this duration, and this may stack up to 10 times, and stacks with other forms of increased maximum subsystem power. So to me, in all honesty, Caps, it's just not really piquing the interest. But I know a lot of you captains have been waiting for your tier 6 Dyson ships, and they're finally coming. I don't think there was a date announced, but it's going to be pretty soon. And again, the one ship though that took my interest was definitely this tier 6 obelisk. I want to see. I don't really almost care about the stats. I think I'll just probably get this, and hopefully for free. Maybe it's just the event reward for summer. Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. So, captains, this is just an update video of all the latest, and of course, more being the new ships that they showed here on 10 forward. So, do us a favor, captains, hit the like button to help this video, help the overall channel. Comment below, what ships are you looking forward to? Are you going to get them all, or you're not? And maybe tell me a reason why. Definitely, though, I'm liking this Dino Skulls 2.0. And of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the YouTube Bridge. As I mentioned before, always on the lookout, captains, where we can share our love and passion here on the YouTube Bridge. And with that said, captains, again, we'll go all over this again once the official blogs go out. But until then, we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.